with my guy, B? What it do? What's good? What's good? What's good, baby? It's your boy True Extra Sports Junkie. Welcome to Nothing But Sports Show. And of course, I got the homie in the building, even though he's rocking that ridiculous hat. What's up, Keo, man?
What's good, man? Nbs Show. We here, man. First show of 2023. So yeah, looking forward to today's show. We got a lot to talk about. So
Definitely, definitely. Happy New Year's to each and every one of y'all, man. We appreciate y'all for stopping through. And of course, we're going to talk some sports. So, Keo, let's get it popping.
all right, man. So obviously, man, the dominating topic in the world of sports, Daron Hamlin.
Lamar. I got you.
Damar Hamlin. We everybody knows what happened. It was very unfortunate, and it took the whole world, not just in sports, but the whole world by surprise. Buffalo Bills safety, young in this game. Um, your first reaction when you as you were watching the game, because I know you were watching the game because it was of major implications as far as the playoffs go. But when you first seen it happen, what was your first reaction?
I mean, dog, like everybody else is very, very concerned for this young man. It was like you see him stand up and then fall right back down, and you're like, God, what happened? Because like, it wasn't like I just went to a knee. It was like he collapsed, and immediately my thoughts and prayers was with him. I'm like, man, this dude, this doesn't look good. And then when you see the teams go around him and kneeling, and you thinking that maybe it's gonna come back, but then when you hear about them doing CPR, and now you're really getting concerned because you're like, man, is this young man gonna pass away on this field? And it was a real scary situation. Um, I'm just glad that we're here now and continue to pray for this young man because that was a very, very scary incident on Monday night.
Yeah, when I first seen it, I'll be honest, like I was like, okay, I think he's gonna be all right. But as it continued, I'm like, okay, this is very serious. Then when they stopped the game, I was like, okay, this is not good. We seen athletes all over the world talking about this. You seen players in tears, coaches getting together, reporters emotional about this, and it took and football wasn't in my mind. I was like, hey, is this guy okay? What's gonna happen? He's got, a family to go to at the end of the day. So yeah, I was surprised. I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. I had my sister texting me and saying, "Hey, what's going on? Is he okay?" So I'm right now. I'm glad he's okay. That he's improving. So when it came to this game, knowing that this happened, did it cross your mind where you said they gotta cancel this game? This game can't continue.
Absolutely. Of course, it crossed my mind that this game had to be canceled. The dude, like I just said, there was a, I thought there was a chance he was gonna pass away on that field, and we've never, we've seen players get injured, but we've never seen nothing like this. This had a different feel to it. Um, I was real concerned. And for everybody out there, we normally do the NBS show on Tuesday night, but like we didn't want to do the NBS show because we didn't want to talk about sports. It was like, let's pray that this kid pulls through because it's bigger than just a game at this point. So we waited. Now that we're finally hearing good news, Q and I, we thought we was like, well, we could do it either today or tomorrow, and let to give our predictions on certain
Yeah.
things. But our number one concern was hoping and praying for this young man. I'm glad to see that he's doing better. But we're gonna continue to pray. We're gonna continue to hope and pray that he does get a full recovery. But Keo, to answer all your questions, man, absolutely to cancel the game. Like, play for what? Human beings' life was at risk. We're gonna sit there and worry about a game. As I don't care how big the magnitude of that game was, which it was huge, and we'll talk about that now. But at that time, it wasn't important.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I knew and it was the right move. They should have done it sooner where the decision because they waited for like what an hour or
Yeah.
almost 2 hours to say, okay, this game is not happening. And they definitely did make the right decision for this game. And I'm glad the NFL reacted to this very quickly. When this happened, I think a time that some when it came to sports that it got stopped was when the COVID situation started. I think that's when it stopped everything. But I think this one was different. It was one player that stopped everything, and obviously health matters, man. A human being lives matter than a sports game. I love sports, but health is always comes first than anything.
Absolutely.
And I hope Damar Hamlin gets a full recovery. I know that he's breathing a little bit better now. He even asked about who won between the Bills and the Bengals game. Um, so that's good to know. But since we are talking about the game, breaking news that came out to before we just went on air that the Bengals and Bills game will not be rescheduled, and it has been canceled. So, did the NFL make the right decision for this?
I
For
mean,
it to,
what else could they have done? You can rack your brain about what could be the possibilities, and I know we'll talk fantasy football in a few. That was one of the things that you said that you want to talk about because a lot of leagues are in shambles right now. People are going back and forth on who's the winner, who won this league, but really in reality, Kyo, when were they going to play the game? They both have a game this upcoming week. Next week is the playoffs. There was no way to fit that game into anything moving forward. I mean, when they canceled the game, you pretty much on Monday night when they said postpone the game, but when they postponed the game, you pretty much knew it was going to be canceled because when were they going to play? They can't play that game. It's unfortunate, but I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, this was a situation that trumped that by far, in my opinion. But it's neither
mm,
here nor there now. Um, I like some of the ideas I heard. Of course, there could be maybe some better ideas coming out in the next couple of days. I know you. I don't know if you heard about the neutral site for the AFC Championship game. If it would be, Cincinnati or Kansas City or Buffalo. I think that's a cool idea. I know it sucks for the fans of those respective cities, but at the end of the day, the league has to do something that's fair for all teams involved, and I think that's pretty much as fair as you're gonna get it.
yeah, man. I think I don't have a problem with that decision. I think it was the right thing to do because I know and I understand how huge of a magnitude this game is because you looking at two teams that could potentially be number one seeds. You got Kansas City basically on the driver's seat right now to be the number one seed. So I do definitely understand that, but there's no way. I don't know. I just can't see how, especially something happened and then you resume a game and pick up off the time where it left off, all the emotions running behind this. Then on top of that, you're gonna have to do a lot of shifting and rescheduling around, push the playoffs back, push the Super Bowl back. I'm pretty sure people got their plans and tickets ahead of time, proper game planning and all that. So I think those are things that they did weigh into. So I I I want to see that matchup though, man. I want to see that matchup, but obviously, I think it was the right decision, man. I think they did the right thing though, man. I wasn't surprised though. I had a feeling this was gonna be a cancel game and it was gonna be tough to get rescheduled because if the game would have gotten rescheduled, it would have been rescheduled for today or the previous day. Now that they announced it today, we know that it's the game is it's a done deal.
Yeah. Um, I'll say this though, man. What a storyline it'll be if Cincinnati plays Buffalo in the AFC Championship game. Okay, Dark Matter. I definitely, hey, I feel you, man. If I was Hamlin, I would have wanted them to play that game out. Hindsight's always 2020, man. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying that, maybe that kid did want them to play it out. But at the time, you're asking guys that are friends with this young man, in that moment to shift their mind from what they just witnessed and saw from their brother onto a game. And I just don't think that was going to be the answer. So I don't think that was going to happen. But that would be an awesome game to me if that was the AFC Championship game. Here's the kicker to me, though. I know they're talking about how the AFC Championship game would be on a neutral field, but I want to know who gets the bye, because a bye is so valuable in a playoff run. I know Buffalo has the lead right now, but if they were to win, they just automatically get the home field advantage. I think, Kansas City. You know what? I take that back. Let me take that back.
Kansas
Because
City has a lead.
okay, but I take that back. If Kansas City does have that lead, I would feel some type of way if I'm Buffalo, because Buffalo beat Kansas City head to head. So did Cincinnati.
Yeah, that was actually the next question I was about to ask you. I was going to ask you, do you think it's fair that Kansas City is going to end up being the number one seed, and these two teams, I guess they got to suffer,
I mean,
and
they got to take it. I guess they got to take it, but that comes with it. It's unfortunate. Obviously, I wouldn't like it, but this is where we're at. The NFL can only do so much. Let's be honest. They can't. Somebody's going to be upset in this scenario. The good thing about what the NFL did say was, if there's an AFC Championship game, it'll be on a mutual site, which I think is dope. Where's that mutual site? Is it closer to Kansas City? Is it closer to Buffalo if those two teams play? Is it closer to Cincinnati, or is it closer? Those things are going to matter. Those things will matter. But overall, I think the NFL is going to do the best job that they can to make this work out for the best. But I'll stand on what I said. I do think they made the right call on Monday night. I really do.
okay, man. Especially seeing what happened, man. All due respect to Kansas City, but I'm rooting for Cincinnati and Buffalo in the AFC Championship game, man. I think that would be a great story, man. I think that would. Um, Cincinnati and Buffalo in the AFC Championship game, especially we weren't able to see that matchup. I think it would be dope, though, man. But okay, let's go to our next topic, and we're gonna talk about some fantasy football. So we know that this past week was championship week in majority fantasy football leagues. So league owners, man, you're a league owner yourself. How do you determine the things, especially what happened? If people have players like the Josh Allens, the Joe Mixon, the Jamar Chase, the Joe Burrows, how do you handle that situation? And what's your advice to them, knowing that the game is canceled?
I mean, there's no right answer here. So let me put that out there first. There's no right answer because somebody's gonna feel slighted no matter what. The NBS League, Keo plays in, a lot of other people play in it. Shout out to Q. I see him in the chat. I see, there's a lot of people that we're cool with that plays in the NBS League. And the NBS League is exactly what you just said. Shout out to Vic. Right now, he is in the lead by 36, I think 36 or 30, yeah, 36 fantasy points. Well, Drew had Josh Allen, who's more than capable of getting that 36 fantasy points. He's more than capable of making that happen. And some people are saying the game was called, so Vic is the winner. I don't tend to agree with that. I don't think that's fair. I think that's morally wrong, in my opinion. I'm not sitting there saying that you are wrong. I'm just saying, in my opinion, I don't think that Vic should get the win right off the back like that. And if you're in a fantasy league right now, there has to be some type of common ground. Whether that looks like we split the money and there's co-champs, whether that's we play in week 18 and whoever wins week 18 is the champ. If the game is close, like in Cupid League, shout out to my man Shuck, he was up 83 points. I had Josh Allen. He's the champ. I'm not gonna argue with him in that fashion. But in his league, I'm down 20. I got Josh Allen. Excuse me. I'm not going out like that. Like, no, like we got to come to some kind of agreement because it's not going down like that. Because if you play fantasy football, you know how much time and effort goes into setting your lineup, playing the waiver wire, making trades, drafting alone. If you draft with us, we do auction drafts. That's a long process. And if you do all that to say, you know what, I just have to basically concede that person won the matchup without my best player playing, because you're talking about superstars and Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. That's some big names in fantasy football. I'm just not okay with that. So I would tell you, week 18, you play it out or you split the money. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That got to be a week 18 rematch. That got to be a week 18 rematch because Burrow can get that 30 and Mixon and Chase. That can come down to Mixon and Chase what's going to happen. I'm not saying the dude wouldn't win. I'm not saying you wouldn't win, Keezy. I don't know. I think that's a week 18 rematch. Or y'all determine that y'all going to split the money and be co-champs. Whatever y'all decide, I'm for. But to just say the game is called because the NFL called the game, I don't think it's right. Q, I would love to hear your take. Do you think that the game should be called because the NFL called it?
No, I think fantasy football and the NFL game is completely different. If it was up to me, I I'm letting it go down to week 18. I think that's the most fair way to call it. Cause I know a lot of people, they don't want to split that money. They want the whole thing. So I would extend it to the final week of the fantasy football. I think that's the best way to go, the most right and most common solution you anybody could think of. But if it's like if it's an easy target shot where you're down 40 points, 30 points, then then you I mean people will have that argument. But if it's like 60, 70 points, man, that's like, come on. I mean Tom Brady did put up 73 fantasy points though. But that's like, that's he had his best game of the season. so I mean, I think that would be the right decision to do, man. Extend the week to week 18. But if both parties agree to say, "Hey, we could split this money," then I think they should split the money.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm
So,
actually to all my MBS viewers in the MBS league. I'm gonna put a poll up. I would love to hear what y'all gonna say in the MBS group chat to tell me how we should settle the Drew versus Vic matchup.
oh, so you do. Oh, so okay. That's
Okay.
news to me. All right, so let's go to a couple of NFL matchups for week 18. We got a couple matchups because the playoffs is kind of determined. Seedings are kind of aligned right now. So let's go to the matchup between in the AFC South. We got the Tennessee Titans and Jacksonville Jaguars.
I honestly think Jacksonville's gonna beat them. I know we're not doing. I mean, I know we're not. I don't know if we're doing predictions per se, but I just think that that's an exciting game. But I think with no Ryan Tannehill, Malik Willis is real young. Joshua Dobbs got there not too long ago. I just look at the inexperience with those the chemistry between the quarterback and those guys out there, and how red hot the Jacksonville Jaguars have been. I'm going with Jacksonville, man. I think they're gonna get that game. I think they're gonna head to the playoffs. Surprising.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going with Jacksonville also. Jacksonville is going to be at home. They're going to have all their starters playing. And then Tennessee, they won't. So that's an easy pick for me. So I'm going Jacksonville over Tennessee, and they get in the playoffs. Okay, this matchup, oh, it could determine the final seedings in the AFC. We got the New York Jets versus the Miami Dolphins.
Ooh, man. I thought the Jets were not out there still. They still have a chance.
According to the standings right now, they do have a chance.
I thought the Jets was out. Okay, I'm gonna say the Jets.
So, okay, so really quick though, as of right now, the last seeding, um, the is between the Patriots, Dolphins, Steelers, and Jets.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the I think, man, not having two. I mean, I got the Jets upsetting them, bro. I had the Jets.
Wow.
Yeah, I got the Jets.
I'm going with the Dolphins though. I think the Dolphins will sneak a win out, man. I think the quarterback he'll get the full practice and reps. They got the gun Waddle and Tyreek Hill. I think they'll get this win though, man. I think they'll get this win.
Okay.
Um, but the Jets do need help though. They're not in all the way. They do need Pittsburgh to lose. They do need New England to lose also. So they do need a lot of help though. Um, n- Next matchup we got the Ravens and Bengals.
Got the Bengals, man. I think the Bengals are gonna get it done. No Lamar Jackson probably again this week. I think Joe Burrow, man, they found their rhythm, man. Um, on Monday night, you saw him go down, march on the field in the opening drive, score a touchdown, and on the second drive, we saw the unfortunate situation that occurred. But yeah, the Bengals, man. I'm going with the Bengals in that matchup.
Okay, next matchup
Who
we
you
got.
got? Who you
Oh,
got?
oh, oh, the between the Bengals and Ravens.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I am going with the Bengals in this matchup.
Okay.
I think the Bengals they just especially what happened. I think they're going to be ready to play some football, and I think the Ravens will not have enough. And this could also change the seedings also. If the Ravens do lose, but if they win, it could actually help the seeding. So, um, major implications in this one also. All right, let's go to the next matchup we have. Next matchup we have is we're gonna go to the Dallas Cowboys and Washington Commanders.
I got the Cowboys. I know you're excited about that. I got the Cowboys. They're benching Wentz again in Washington. I think that, going back and forth, I think they should have just stuck with Taylor Heineke. Um, just going back to Carson Wentz wasn't the answer. And I just think that the Cowboys just are too talented. Tony Pollard should be back this week. They'll flex their muscles. I think they'll get that dub.
Now, Commanders, they do need help though, man. It's a tight race for that final playoff spot because I mean, Seattle is in the driver's seat, sitting in 8-8. You got Lions 8-8, Packers 8-8, and then you got the Commanders 7-8-1. I think the Cowboys they'll try to position themselves a little bit better as far as the seeding goes. So I'm taking Dallas to win this game. I just don't think Washington will have enough, and I think that their momentum has been shut, man. 3-game losing streak already, man. So it's gonna be 4. so so I got the Dallas Cowboys in this game. Okay, next matchup we got the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles.
I got the Eagles. The Giants really don't have anything to play for. They're in the playoffs. So, yeah, they can beat the Eagles, maybe knock them from the 1 seed, but I think the Giants are content with making the playoffs, so I'm going to go with the Eagles.
Okay, and then Sunday night.
Who you
Okay,
got? Stop ducking these questions. Who you got?
I'm going with the Giants to win this game, man. I don't think Jalen Hurts will play, and it could make things interesting though, man. When it comes to home field, man.
That's what you're hoping for.
I'll go with the Giants. Giants been playing some good football though, man. I like the way Daniel Jones been based. Saquon's been running the ball. Uh, Kayvon Thibodeau. I think somebody said he was going to be a bust. Don't look like it to me.
Look, I'm glad you brought that name up, and I want to speak on this real quick.
I know where you're going.
I want people to look. I low key be chilling. I don't really be hating on nobody. First of all, Kayvon Thibodeau, I know he's a rookie. He's a young man. He got a lot of charisma. I didn't think he was gonna be a great NFL player just because I didn't see all the flashes at Oregon that I thought I should have seen. He's super talented. We'll never take that from him. But what he did with Nick Foles on the ground, bro, was uncalled for. That should never happen. That should never be okay. Not only with the Colts players, but even with the Giants players. The guy is on the ground, hurt, rolling around, and you're doing snow angels right on the side of him, literally. That's not cool in no regard. I didn't like that at all. And I typically am like, the NFL, the no fun league, but they should let them have fun. But that was not fun at all to me. That wasn't even cool. Kayvon Thibodeau, man, you're better than that, bro. I just wanted to put that out there.
I knew you were gonna go to that. He got away with one, man. I'm surprised he didn't get flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct, or because that was bad sportsmanship, man. Like I thought that wasn't cool at all. Especially somebody you're. I mean, I understand if you sack him and he gets back up, that's okay. But
Yeah.
he's hurt though, man. And the NFL didn't do nothing about that. Teams didn't do nothing about it. His coach didn't do nothing about it. They just let it slide. So I definitely blame the NFL and the leadership behind the New York Giants on this one. So I think Kayvon Thibodeau should have got at least a major